All right, what up, peeps? I want to go over a trade recap for today's trade. I had a couple questions on why I took the trade on Instagram, and I also had a couple people DM me, so I wanted to go over that because the session's also sped up on YouTube because it was a 5-hour video. I couldn't download that to my computer, apparently, so I sped the whole thing up. 2 times speed when I was talking, and then 100 times speed for the trade because it was a 4-hour trade. But I want to go over the trade today and my understanding on why I took it and everything like that, and just pretty much help from there so you guys can understand it a little bit more, right? So we're going to back test on this. We'll go to replay mode on ES, right? We'll go to market open. So what I wanted to look for, right? Market open. I have my daily bias posted in the Discord also. I was coming into the market bullish, right? We could see that market open, let's say like around here, 6 a.m., this candle closure. We broke above this high. It looks like we want to expand higher, right? And that's what happened today, right? We already were past these all-time highs on NASDAQ. I thought we could continue higher. But if we look over on ES, we didn't take out. What's going on? Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Hello? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. There we go. Let me move this a little bit this way too. Hold on. So you guys can see what I'm talking about on NASDAQ. All right, there we go. We could see, we'll go back to that 4-hour time frame so you guys can see. Around this candle closure, right? We go to the 4-hour time frame on ES, right? We'll back test this. Let's go replay mode. Let's go to around market open, right? We can probably load that next candle. But we could see, look, my bias for the week was coming into this area. Again, I don't trade support and resistance anymore, but this is just based off of trading in general. I wanted to come into this area, react off of. We have 2 4-hour bullish for value gaps. I wanted price to retrace into this area, which it ended up doing, and getting a continuation out of it, right? If we're going to continue out of this trend, I expect price to continue higher and take out all-time highs. Why? Because NASDAQ already took these out, right? NASDAQ took out this high right here on Friday the 1st, right? Friday the 1st, where is that? Friday the 1st, all the way over here. It took this out Sunday night, right? We got that, retraced down, we filled in this 4-hour bullish for value gap price. If you look at the overall higher time frame, it looks like it wants to continue higher, right? So that was my mindset coming into the day. So we mark out our draws and liquidity. We have this hourly high, with this 4-hour high above. Actually, this was a 4-hour high. So we had this 4-hour high above. We had hourly highs above. We'll go to the hourly time frame. We'll skip forward a little bit to market open. We end up taking out this 4-hour draw on market open. We don't get a reaction off of it. I was looking for that. Let me scale one more candle back. We also had news at 10 a.m., so I waited for news. So let's go to the 5-minute time frame on NASDAQ so we can pay attention to what's happening. I wish I could replay on both indexes, but TradingView doesn't let you do that. I wish they did. But let's look what's going on, right? Let's replay a little bit more. I'm going to try and walk you guys through this as best as I can. All right. So we're coming up, market open. We end up taking out that 4-hour high that we just took, right? What do? We break structure back to the upside. I'm pretty sure we didn't have this hourly fair value gap formed yet. We didn't, so let's unmark this right now. That was a potential reversal spot. But we could see price wants to continue higher, right? We break structure back to the upside. We're slowly chopping up. I personally don't want to take any shorts unless we inverse this 15-minute gap that we end up forming. Right, we formed this 15-minute gap around 9:45. Right, we'll skip forward on that. Price keeps rejecting this area. We formed this 15-minute fair value gap. Let's mark that out real quick. So that candle closure, which is right there. Price looks like it wants to continue higher. I'm still waiting for confirmation. Right, we didn't sweep out any sell side liquidity. We didn't sweep out nothing. We're not getting any confirmation that price should continue higher yet. Right, and this 15-minute fair value gap didn't form yet. So this 15-minute fair value gap forms around 9:45. We didn't retrace into it yet. I marked this out. We form a 15-minute fair value gap here on ES. 15-minute bullish on ES. And then I think on NASDAQ we formed it also. Yep, 15-minute bullish. Right? What do I want to see happen? I want to see price retrace into that level. And I want to see if we are going to respect it or disrespect it. If we disrespect it, I'll start maybe looking for shorts. Or I'll wait for our draws and liquidity to get swept because the whole time I wanted price to sweep these draws because I was bullish, either or, and continue higher, right? So what do I end up seeing? I'm still waiting on the 5-minute time frame. Boom. We end up coming down. Wait for this candle, right? News drops. News drops around 10 a.m. We end up getting this big candle down, as we can see here, right? We form this 5-minute low. We form this 5-minute low. 8:45. Where's this one at? At 9:50. So again, we didn't form a 5-minute S&T off this because ES didn't have it. Oh, this is a 15-minute time frame. Sorry. Sorry. That 5-minute low is 9:40. Around, let's see, 9:40. Where's 9:40? It was around here, right? 9:40-ish. Yeah, we didn't have that 5-minute low. But we had this 15-minute fair value gap here on ES and on NASDAQ. What did I do? When I have 15-minute confirmation, I scale down to the 1-minute time frame. My higher time frame's bullish. The hourly, the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, they're all bullish. We're at all-time highs. I'm predicting ES to come up and take out these highs. And on top of that, I even screenshotted it and put it in the Discord, right? That I wanted to target those 7,300 level on Bookmap. Started using Bookmap. I like it just for confirmation on where I want the trades to run and just also overall confidence. But we could see it's 7,300 up here. If you guys could see in the screenshot, we had around 300 orders or 250 orders. I was looking at this since yesterday. This is a little bit later when I sent it. We were already in this trade, but I really wanted to target that level because it was holding, right? We had a bunch of sell limit orders up here at this New York high and 4-hour high, and I wanted to target that, okay? So what do I wait for? We're on the 5-minute time frame, right? We still never broke structure on the 5-minute time frame. On NASDAQ we did, but on ES we didn't. We just get an inverse fair value gap. So what do I wait for? I wait for price to retrace into this 15-minute gap, and what do we get? That 940 low, and I'm scaled down to the 1-minute time frame. What do we end up doing? We end up forming a 1-minute S&T, right? Where do we form that 1-minute S&T from? From that 940 low. So where is that here? 940, 940, 940, bang. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on, I'll find it. 943, 943, 944, right here. We end up forming another S&T. I forgot about that. I ended up Xing this S&T out. So look, we form one S&T. What do we do from the 940? Wait. 940, 943. Yeah, right here. 940, 943. Boom. Look. We form this first S&T. S&T right here. Can you see that? Off of this low, right? And then off of the 940, 943. This is where we form the first S&T. Look, S&T here, right? So let's rewind this back first. Rewind this back. Bang. We form that 1-minute S&T. I'm looking, all right, we might get confirmation. We might inverse this gap. I'm going to wait for an inverse fair value gap, break a structure. What happens? We end up coming back down, re-sweeping this low, right? We re-sweep this low in this 15-minute time frame. And then what do we end up doing? We form another 1-minute bullish S&T, right? But this time, NASDAQ's leading to the upside. Bang, that's giving me more confirmation. All right, price wants to maybe continue higher here. It's fighting to go down. We're forming another S&T. That's 2 1-minute bullish S&Ts. What do I want to look for? Inverse fair value gap, break a structure to the upside. I mainly want to wait for a break of structure because we have that S&T. But if we get an inverse fair value gap and a break of structure, money. But we end up just getting a 1-minute S&T and a break of structure, right? Bang, there. Break structure to the upside. Entry, right here. Not full entry. I enter 3 micros right here based off of my risk, right? 3 micros. What do I do? This originally was my break-even level, but I didn't want to keep it there based off of Bookmap. It was showing that we had a lot of buy limit orders under this area, so I slowly started moving my stop up, and I was waiting to add a position size if we came into this 1-minute bullish fair value gap and continue higher. As we can see, price comes up, hits our break-even level. It was more like my move stop loss level. I moved my stop loss up to around like 7,268. You can watch it in the video. And I'm waiting for my re-entry, right? I'm waiting for my re-entry. We never break structure to the downside. We form a 5-minute bullish fair value gap right here. I'm like, dude, we might get an extra confirmation. So what am I looking for? Price breaks structure back to the downside. Price ends up retracing back down lower. What do I wait for? We get an inverse fair value gap to the upside. I don't enter. I want price to break structure back to the upside. That's what I waited for. So I think we get it, bang, right around here. We end up inversing this gap right here. Smack, back to the upside. We break structure back to the upside again, right? Let's X this out. Bang, right here. Break structure. Boom, I enter my full position size. I keep my stop loss. I reduce it a little bit more. So again, we enter another position size. I reduce my stop loss. So we're basically risking the same amount, maybe a little bit more, and we let the trade run, right? So what do? We have that level that I showed you guys on Bookmap. I really wanted this level. It's up here at 7,300. I put my take profit a little bit below, but price ended up coming down once, right? I ended up moving this because we had equal highs, and you'll see those form, to my 25%, so one micro off / break even. That was the rule system there. Then this 50% line, around 290, we had a bunch of sell limit orders, around 200 sell limit orders for 250 on ES, showing me that on Bookmap. So I decided to scale a little bit off here just because of how long the trade was running. Then we had this hourly high up here. That was my third take profit. And then what was my fourth take profit? Up here at where I wanted that 7,300 level, right? So what do? We let the trade completely play out. This might take a while. Bang, we hit our break-even level. Our 25% break-even level right here. I decided to move my stop loss a little bit below, right? Just because we end up forming what? 2 5-minute bullish fair value gaps right here. We've one here, we've one here. I want this to be below at least that first presented 5-minute fair value gap, and I talk about that all the time in the live sessions. But look, we're trailing our stop. We're trailing our stop. Price is just reacting here. We're waiting. We're letting this trade run. We're basically at break even here. Price ends up coming back up above our 25% level. Bang. This is when I start to move my stop loss up around break even, right? I had it up around break even, and this is the crazy part. On the mini contract, we would have been stopped out, but on the micro contract, we weren't, which was insane. I was literally going to the bathroom off of that. And we had our trailing stop, I swear to you, like right at this low on here, but it didn't. It was at 79 something. I remember this. It was at 79 something, and I have people to vouch for me this in the Discord. It was at 79 something, and it didn't come down on the micro time frame, right? So I was like, all right, we've technically already lost this trade, so why not let it run? We're letting this baby run. This was my last trailing stop. We let this baby run. We let it do its thing. Ends up coming back up. We trust the trade. We trust our position. We end up taking 50% profit. Bang. We still have our stop loss where it is. We end up coming up to our 75% profit. Bang, right there. I start trailing my stop loss to below this low here. Right here. I let that last runner run because, again, those sell limit orders are still showing. And we'll skip to the 5-minute here real quick so we can zoom in a little bit. And then we end up coming up, taking out 100% profit, and watch this. Those limit orders get filled. We would have been stopped out in our trailing drawdown, our trailing stop loss. Like, thank you, Bookmap, for that. Look at that. Like, that's a perfect area to react off of. We edged this high, but I kept it a couple points below that 300 level because we have the potential to come trade back up into it and trade down lower, and that's what happened. So again, I put it a couple points below. We hit full take profit. And that was the trade. And again, the proof is in. We could show the proof here too right now. It wasn't a big trade. But again, the mindset I want to have, right, is I don't care how big the trade is. I don't care about this and that, right? I'm caring about how I performed in the markets. How did I perform today? Did I follow my system? Did I follow my rules? Did I let the trade run? Did I trust my draws? Did I micromanage my trade? Or did I set my take profits and let the trade run? We let it run for 4 hours. This is the best performance I've ever had in my trading, and this is going to make my equity curve grow more in the future consistently, because when trades like this play out and I have more size on them, again, I didn't go crazy size today because it wasn't the craziest setup, but we trusted it. We put the risk on the table. We accepted the risk. We accepted the trade, and that's it. Sometimes trades like this are going to stop you at a break even. Sometimes trades like this are going to stop your stop loss out. Sometimes you're going to get your trailing stop loss hit. But when it plays out like this statistically, the risk to reward is going to help you out. And that's the phase I'm currently at and trying to work on. And I got presented with the opportunity today to fix that, because you don't get these opportunities every single day. Yes, you get the trade every day, but these opportunities don't come every day where you can hold your trades, because sometimes you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to hold the trade today, and then the opportunity presents itself, and you end up exiting early. It runs your take profit. You're like, oh, I should have did it. Then another opportunity presents itself, and statistically, sometimes you're gonna lose, and then you could get caught on the wrong side of probability, and you let the trade run. You get stopped at a break even, or you get taken out your stop loss on the time you would have let it run, and then it's a repetitive process going back and forth. instead of just trusting the long-term system over a big sum of trades, right? So again, I could talk all day on this, man. I just want to explain to you what my mindset was on this trade. Wasn't something crazy, right? We overall higher time frame was bullish. We trusted that. We trusted our analysis. We came into a 15-minute gap. We scaled down to the 1-minute time frame. Got 2 1-minute SMTs to the upside. We waited for confirmation. Entered most of our position, like 75%. Waited for extra confirmation. Ended up entering our full position that we wanted to. Ended up letting the full trade run for 4 hours, my longest trade. And we ended up making around $260 per account, right? $251 per account. I think it was $258 with the fees or something like that. But again, it was on my 5 Tradeify accounts. A little bit out of drawdown, right? I think those accounts are still in drawdown. But again, my goal by the end of the year is to make $75,000. We are up currently $19,085. We have plenty of room to grow. I know some people want to rush payouts and get there as quick as possible and do this and do that. But me personally, I don't want to rush, man. I just want to keep growing consistently and slowly, and it's going to pay off in the future. We're going to get our accounts to a good position where we have plenty of drawdown and we can consistently take out money. And I just truly believe this is the right way to try and become a trader instead of focusing on all this fake guru stuff of rushing the process and getting quick payouts as quick as you can and restarting accounts and stuff like that. I feel like that doesn't make good habits for when you transfer over to a live account with a lot of capital. I feel like that's going to be something that's going to build bad habits when you have a huge account with millions of dollars in it or a couple $100,000 in it, and you're trying to manage it over a long period of time and make 5 to 10% a year. Like, you can make a lot. If you have a $5 million account and you're making 5-10% a year, man, like, come on. Like, what is that? I don't even know the math on that. What is that? What's 10% of 5 million? What is that? Like 500,000. A lot of fucking money, man. I know some people making $100,000 a trade and stuff like that. And again, you can manage it better, but dude, we're focusing on the long term and the slow, consistent growth, and I truly believe that's the right way. We'll prove it over time, and that's really it. So again, I'm going to end this here. It's a 17-minute video. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys and girls. This is the trade recap. I wanted to get it posted up because we had some questions today. If you want to join Discord, Discord is currently still free. If you want to watch us trade live on Kick and join us, we're live on Kick, and we're just going to keep showing the truth and the real reality of my journey and growing, like I've said, over the years, or year on social media. But again, we've been putting the work in for years, and we're getting better. All right, peace out. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.